Well, this is the new Citroen Basalt, and as you can see, it is very different. A coupe SUV, a first for the mass market segment, and also a risk for the brand that has been searching for its first big hit. Now, what's good about this and what's not? That's exactly what we'll tell you over the next few minutes. Now let's start off with the design, which is the most important part about this vehicle. And as you can see, right from the moment you have the first look up front, it has got that typical French Citroen kind of a styling, which in my opinion looks good. When you look at the front, you will see this protruding part here. It looks nice, not just from the front, but even from the side. It gives the car a very nice dynamic look. You look at these cubicle kind of designs done up here in the grille, in the lower part, and of course the lower part of the bumper. When you look at these split DRLs, which are here and here, again, all of these elements give this car a very nice, youthful and a sharp look. Towards the side, again, you will get these nicely designed 16-inch alloy wheels on the top version. And of course, the highlight of the design is this sloping roofline. So right past the B pillar, you'll see the roofline starts to taper off and it goes on till the end. You also have these very nice looking tail lamps which sweep around, have a very good effect to them. And when you add all of these things together, you get a car that looks fabulous. In my view, the Citroen Basalt is a fabulous looking vehicle. In fact, it looks a lot more expensive then you will end up paying for it. And I think as far as design goes, it has clicked. But the problem for Citroen has always been quality inside the cabin. For all the vehicles they've sold in India, except the C5, the plastic quality, the fitment quality has been a bit iffy. But have they been able to change it with the Basalt or not? We'll head inside the cabin and find out. Now, when you talk about the older Citroen vehicles, the earlier models in India, one of the bad things about them, or the poor things, was the key. The key really did not look the part. It used to look worse than some two-wheeler keys. Finally, they've sorted it out. The key looks like it belongs to a car. So, things look good to start with. And once you get inside the cabin, well, again, things continue to look good. Like I said earlier, the fitment quality, the plastic quality was an issue, but here you can see in the Basalt, everything has improved, not just significantly, but by multiple levels. The fitment quality, the build quality is very nice now. There are no inconsistent panel gaps. The material quality, again, it feels good to touch. The plastic quality is nice. All these elements that have been given here on the dash, they look good. Even the air vents with these chrome elements. The overall design of the dashboard, it goes well with the positioning of the vehicle. And then this screen, considering the segment this is in, the size of the screen, the layout, the design, it looks well. It's a colorful screen, so again, it just pops out, gets your attention. Same goes for the instrument cluster. Again, it's a colored screen and it's got a lot of information, but all in a very easy to decipher manner. The steering wheel, a flat bottom unit with all the controls, and again an improvement. If I compare it to the C3, for example, you had buttons which used to feel flimsy. Here you do not get any of that flimsy plasticky feel. Everything feels it has been put in solidly, everything just sticks. So that's again a big improvement for the brand. When I look at the lower part of the dashboard, again this plastic quality is far better than what you've seen in earlier vehicles, and the center console looks good with all of these metallic touches. You've got a wireless charging pad here, and if I look at the overall space, lot of space inside, practical storage space inside the door, the cubby holes, here in the center console. Even when I look at the driver armrest, all of it just comes together to give you a nice, comfortable, practical, usable cabin. The seats, very good. You expect that from Citroen, and they've delivered. The side support is good, the cushioning is good, the overall positioning and the space inside the seat is nice. So overall what you get is a car that now feels premium, and it does not feel as if it's been built to a cost. And that was a problem with Citroen. The earlier cars felt they were built to a cost. This feels like it was built to an idea. Now let's talk about the back seat, and this is very interesting because normally with all these coupe roof lines, what you get is a compromise in terms of space. Is it the case with Basalt? Fortunately not. Well, it's a bit, but not entirely. Now if you look at the space here, the headroom, you'll see I'm 5 feet 8 inches for reference, and I've got, well, a good amount of clearance. So if you're even like 5'10" or something, you'll not have a problem. But yes, if you're like 6 feet or taller, being here, that much room might not be enough. But overall, for most Indian buyers, their family members in the back, this should be more than enough. It should suffice. If I talk about space in terms of leg room and knee room, again, the car scores well. I've got the driver's seat adjusted to my driving preference, and you can see I've got a good amount of knee room. I can easily slide my feet here and get a good amount of leg room. Also, this is a key feature. You see this? It moves around, and this is something that is very different. Now for all mass market cars, something that has been always a weakness is under thigh support. Not everyone gets it right, but here with the Basalt, they've done a very good thing. They've given an adjustable panel which you can set at different settings, 3 settings, and you can get a different amount of under thigh support. So irrespective of your height and your body frame, it is quite easy to get a nice amount of under thigh support and a very comfortable position because of this. And I really like this feature. This is something that people in this seat are going to love you for. So if you're going to buy this car from a family perspective, trust me, the people sitting in the back are going to love you for this. Really love this bit. But beyond that, if I look at this overall, this armrest, again a cushioned armrest, very nice in terms of comfort, again well positioned. You've got 2 charging sockets here, you've got rear AC vents, and also good amount of storage space. The cushioning on the seat itself is quite good. So yes, from a comfort perspective, the Basalt delivers as we expected it should from a Citroen perspective. It's nice at the front. Even in terms of infotainment, it's got everything. It's got wireless Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, the resolution is good, the screens work good, the seats are good, space is good. All of this adjustment, it's smart engineering, and that for me is the highlight of Basalt. It is a product that's not just good, it is smartly engineered. Alright, now let's talk about the performance bit in the Citroen Basalt. Now for a coupe SUV, it looks sleek, it looks sporty. Is it sporty to drive? And the answer is, it depends on the variant you choose, because there are 2 engines on offer. There's a 1.2 litre naturally aspirated engine, which will give you about 82 horsepower. And you can pair that only to a manual transmission. Or you can go in for the turbocharged engine, which develops 110 PS of power, which is the one that I'm driving right now. And you can buy it either with a 6-speed manual transmission. Remember, the 1.2 litre naturally aspirated comes only with a 5-speed manual transmission. The turbocharged engine can be bought with a 6-speed manual transmission or an automatic one. Now, how's it to drive? Well, I'll talk about the turbocharged engine more because it's the one that a lot of people would buy for the sporty feel of it, and this one is a gem of an engine in terms of performance. It's got a good amount of torque right from the word go. So despite a turbocharger, there's not much of lag on it. Once you get past about 1500 RPM, well, that's when the engine comes into its own element and you get good drivability. Acceleration is pretty impressive, and even the sound it makes is quite nice. For a small engine, it sounds pretty nice, and just listen to this. It's a rev-happy motor. It doesn't mind being revved. The only issue here is that even when you put it into manual, the automatic transmission, when you plonk it into manual mode, it will not let you hold on to the revs. That's a bit of a shame, because for an engine that's so good, I would have liked it to hold on to the revs. Would have made driving much more fun. But beyond that, it's, like I said, it's a good engine, good performance. In terms of noise, vibration and harshness also, it's pretty refined. So when you're just driving it in a cool manner, again, it's pretty nice to drive. And in terms of handling, again, the Basalt comes across quite nicely. It is a predictable handler, so it doesn't give you any of those nervous feels when you're cornering hard or when you're braking hard. It does feel a bit light when you're going really hard into corners, but again, it doesn't give you those nervous vibes. So yes, it's a vehicle that you can be pretty confident with, even if you're going fast. In terms of ride quality also, it's nice. It's the suspension is slightly on the firmer side, but not to the point that it will make the ride uncomfortable. So it takes on all the broken surfaces, potholes with no problem at all. And overall, it gives you a nice driving experience, a nice cabin experience, and a very good ride quality. What could have been better? Well, there are things that could have been better in this vehicle. I mean, despite all the improvement, the things such as the reverse parking camera, the display, could have been better. Again, the grid lines are static, they're not active. That again is not something that's very expensive to fix. The wiper blades, I think, could have been better. It's raining right now since morning. I think better wiper blades would aid visibility. And beyond that, there's one more slight trade-off that you'll have to live with when you go in for the Basalt, and that's rear view visibility. Now keep in mind, it's a coupe you're buying, and it's not about the Basalt. Any coupe you buy in the world, when you're buying a coupe, you know you will have slightly compromised rear visibility, and that's the case with the Basalt as well. But it's not to the point where it'll make driving unsafe or inconvenient for you, not at all. It's just a matter of getting used to. But these are all minor things. One major improvement area that I see for the Basalt is packaging, variant packaging. Now, the 1.2 liter, the more affordable version, is being offered only with a manual transmission, and that, in my opinion, is a miss. It should be offered with an automatic as well. Not everyone needs a powerful turbo. A lot of people will buy this just for the design and for driving it within the city limits, and they don't need a turbocharged engine. But if you're driving it in city as an urban car, not having an automatic transmission is a big miss. It's not something that cannot be fixed. I hope Citroen gets this feedback from more and more people and fixes this pretty soon. And that brings us to the last part of this review. Now, as far as design goes, the Basalt is a fabulously good looking vehicle. A big jump has been in terms of plastic quality, fitment quality, a big upgrade for Citroen in that department. So full numbers for that. In terms of features too, it offers an extensive list of features which are nice and easy to use. It's got a spacious cabin, and it's got some great features, you know, like that adjustable under thigh support at the back seat. Great thought. And yeah, it's a Citroen. The suspension is really brilliant in terms of ride quality. I cannot think of any other vehicle in this price segment that rides as well as the Basalt does. So all of these are really good things, and that just leaves one thing to be known, and that's the pricing. As long as Citroen does not outprice themselves, I do not see why the Basalt will not sell well. I gave you a lot of reasons why this vehicle is brilliant in terms of value for money, as well as being an aspirational vehicle. And as long as they can price it starting at about 8 lakhs or maybe just under 8 lakh, and there onwards price each and every variant with a good value for money proposition, I see a very good chance of the Basalt becoming the success story that the brand has been searching for in India since it entered the market. Well, if you like this video, then please hit that subscribe button and share this video as well. Also like it and leave us a comment and let us know what you think of the Basalt.